Personally, I hate social media. Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, Instagram, doesn't matter. The reason being is because anybody and everybody, including their retarded brother, can use the service and view themselves as experts. Somebody asks a question, and without any factual basis whatsoever, they can answer that question and then demand to be applauded and revered for their answer. Frankly, if you have a question that needs answered, by using social media and asking a bunch of teenagers, or frankly, pretty much anybody from Gen Z, how can you truly be expected to get the actual answers that you're looking for? Now, granted, you can hop onto Google and type in a question, and with enough patience, you may be able to dig through the plethora of nonsense that's on the internet and maybe get the answer that you're looking for. But if you don't know the right terminology, the right spelling of a word, or even how to describe exactly what it is you're trying to get an answer to, then by asking Google can just throw you down a hell of a rabbit hole that honestly, you may never be able to make it back out of. It happens all the time, okay? I mean, with the vast indefiniteness that is the internet, finding the information that you actually need can be frustrating. And a lot of times more of a headache than anything, which of course is why so many people have turned to open source platforms like social media to ask a question, hoping that somebody else has had enough experience to be able to answer it without actually having to go down the rabbit hole of Google. My personal area of expertise has been pretty much automotive. I have been working in, for, near, or around the automotive industry for more than 25 years. I am an ASC certified mechanic, a licensed sales professional, and lately, not bad at being an educator. But you mix that with my passion that I've had all my life for off-roading, for overlanding, and my respect for Jeep as a brand, and that pretty much brings us to right here, where we are today. Out of those 25 plus years of experience, almost 10 of those years was working near or directly for Fiat Chrysler and the Jeep branded organization. So when I created Jeeping for Beginners on this YouTube channel, I created it as a safe place platform for those that share the same passion, the same desires, and the same excitement when it comes to off-roading, overlanding, and even the Jeep brand itself. This is meant to be a safe place to ask those questions. It's a safe place to get the true answers to what it is that you're looking for. Now, what do I mean by true answers? I want to give you an example. When I first started this channel, it was actually during the pandemic. We all had so much free time on our hands, and so many people turned to the internet as a source of advice. We had more free time. They told us to go social distancing, so a lot more people started going out and using their machines and exploring. But that led to a lot more questions. Questions like, how do I take my doors off? How do I take the top off? What does this button on the dash mean? What does this warning light mean? Because these were brand new things that people were running into at the time, and they didn't know the answers. That is kind of why I created this channel, because the sarcasm cannot really be understood in the written form. And there are so many people out there who think that they're funny and end up spinning people's heads off when it comes to trying to give them the information. However, there was one particular post that absolutely triggered me. And I mean triggered me. And it was what made me go out that afternoon and basically start filming for this channel. I want to read this directly to you because I don't want to mess this up. All right. So I copied it and I wrote it down. This 100% is a true post by a user on a Facebook forum that was seeking an answer. And like I said, I'm going to explain why this triggered me here in just a second. And it says, "Hi guys, I have a Jeep Wrangler. It's got a 3.8 liter V6 and it's got some mileage on it, but honestly, I really like it. Recently, however, I noticed that it's leaking oil. So I took it to a shop and they told me that it was my rear main seal that was leaking. They said that although the parts are cheap, it's extremely labor intensive to fix this leak because the transmission needs to be removed from the vehicle. Then they gave me a quote of $1,300 to do this repair. So I wanted to ask the group, is this a common issue? Does that price seem fair? Or are they just looking to take advantage of me? Now, that's an honest to goodness question. Because of my experience in the automotive world and my passion and love for Jeeps, I actually felt like I was qualified to answer this question for this user. So I immediately dove down into the comments. The first thing I noticed is there was already 66 different comments on this post. All right, well, maybe somebody has already given a nice solid answer to the question. So before I decided to just put my mind out there, I wanted to read the comments that were already posted. Now, like I said, this triggered me. This is what triggered me. Okay, I'm going to read this again directly to you. The very first highlighted comment that had the most likes, the most comments, and obviously what Facebook felt as the most popular answer to this question went like this. The 3.8 liter is the biggest joke Chrysler ever made for the Wrangler. If they weren't going to stick with the 4.0, then frankly, the only answer to this question is to do an LS swap. You are an idiot for trying to fix this motor or spend that much money to begin with. Just chalk it up to a loss and buy an LS V8 and do the swap and do it right, because that is what should have been under the hood to begin with. Really? This is a guy who genuinely wanted to know if, one, he was being taken advantage of by a shop, or two, how important this particular failure was on his motor. He expressed he likes it, he enjoys it, and he obviously sincerely wants to fix it. Do you really think that your motor, go buy an LS V8 is the actual answer? Folks, I want to explain something to you, okay? I've done the research on this. I've thought about it myself. All right, so the 3.8 might be a little bit underpowered. Maybe it wasn't the best decision that Chrysler ever made. But there's a whole generation of Wranglers that have them from 2007 all the way up to 2010. So we got to deal with it. This particular user was facing a $1,300 bill, $1,300 to repair his 3.8 that he already has in a Jeep he already likes to be able to keep it on the road without leaking oil. Do you know how much it costs to do a V8 swap, whether it be with the LS motor from GM or even with the Hemi 5.7 from Chrysler? Do you know how much that costs? Between $20,000 to $25,000. $25,000. Good Lord. Now, this user didn't say, I have an infinite amount of money and all the time in the world. How can I make this the best vehicle on the road? That's not what he asked. What he asked is, $1,300 is a lot of money to me. Am I being taken advantage of? Or is this actually necessary to do? So how is your situation? You need to go spend $25,000 to fix Chrysler's mistake. The answer to his question. I mean, come on, guys. That really kind of triggered me because that was nowhere near the answer to the question that this particular user was asking. Starting that afternoon, the concept for Jeeping for Beginners was born, and I started making videos. Videos are hard to be disputed, okay? It's not a back and forth. This isn't a conversation. I mean, I'm talking to you like you're sitting right in front of me, but this is more me sharing the experience that I have or me actually answering the question. So over the last 3 years, I've answered questions like, how do you replace the oil cooler on the 3.6? How do you solve the death wobble on a Jeep Wrangler? All right. The answer is not throw the vehicle away and buy a Cadillac. That's not the answer. The answer is it can be fixed. Okay. You have a problem. There is a solution. That was my goal when I made this channel. But I also mentioned that this was targeted towards those with the same passion. All right. So owning a Jeep Wrangler, although that can be a passion in and of itself, ultimately, the passion is what the vehicle represents: freedom, the ability to explore, which then translates into off-roading, overlanding, getting out and seeing what the countryside has to offer. So it made sense to also start including a lot more content along the lines of some adventures and some neat places to go and some different ideas of what you can do to use the vehicle, especially when it's in good running order. I have never once proclaimed, either on this channel or online, that I'm an expert by any means when it comes to navigating the off-road world, navigating the overland world, or even fixing or repairing your vehicle. No, not by any means. But I am here to offer genuine sound advice and genuine sound answers to the questions that you actually have. So that is the nature of the YouTube channel. But it's actually grown beyond that too. Although most questions are going to have a textbook written answer to them. And we learn that in school, right? You can write an essay and pretty much answer any question that's out there. A lot of it also translates into hands-on, or an experience to be able to actually do it, that not a lot of people get that opportunity. So about a year and a half ago, I created the website jeepingforbeginners.com. It's actually right here at the bottom of the screen. Jeeping4beginners.com. Now on this website, once again, it's a safe place to shoot me an email, to ask an honest question, and to get a legitimate, honest, non-sarcastic answer to that question. But it also opened up the opportunity for people just like you to be able to come out and experience some of these first-time issues firsthand. Okay, we have had a ton of success on the weekends hosting these events and these classes of people coming from all over the country that have come out here to be able to put their Jeep into four-wheel drive for the very first time and understand the feeling and the noises that it makes when that happens, or to be able to conquer an obstacle that from the driver's seat looks absolutely enormous, but then come to find out it was actually a ton of fun to try to get over. What started out as I just want a legitimate answer to the question of, is $1,300 worth it to pay them to repair my engine, to an answer of chuck it and spend 25 grand or you're an idiot. The in between is, yes, let's talk about what it's going to take to fix your Jeep so that you can keep it on the road. These aren't cheap investments by any means whatsoever. In fact, most of you who are driving a new JL or a JT know every time they write that check every month for the enormous payment on these things, no, this is not a cheap hobby. But that doesn't mean you've got to spend a fortune in order to maintain it. I've shown multiple different products and items on this channel that are relatively inexpensive, that can improve the driving experience, the ownership experience, or even the off-road experience at very little cost. That's what Jeeping for Beginners is dedicated to. But just like any other social media platform, there's haters. Absolutely. I still get my fair share of hate emails, my fair share of comments calling me an idiot, so on and so forth. And you know what? That's fine. I've got pretty thick skin. I can let it roll off. Like I said, I'm not here proclaiming to be an expert. But what I will say is, if you think that the better answer to a simple, possibly inexpensive repair is to throw your life savings away and then call someone an idiot, then go ahead, call me out. Put it in the comments. We can fight it out in the comments below this video. That's perfectly fine because frankly, you're wrong and I'm right when it comes to this particular topic. But folks, if you're looking for someone who's genuinely trying to help, that's what this channel is for. And you can support the efforts by subscribing to the channel and watching the videos when they come out. Give me your feedback. You know what? If I say something that might seem out of line, or if I didn't answer the question that you thought you were asking when you watched the video, let me know. I can make another video. I don't bite, I promise. And I truly and sincerely am here to help. If you want to come out and join us in person at any point, we have classes that we hold anywhere throughout Arizona, California, Nevada, Utah. In fact, this spring, we're going out to Moab to hold some classes. We're going to venture up into Colorado, and we're going to kind of expand the area a little bit so that we can get closer to you, so you still have that opportunity to experience for the very first time. All right, so check out the website, jeepingforbeginners.com. Shoot me an email, either direct from the website or at yasmarproductions@gmail.com. Let's talk about it. If there's something that I haven't covered that you really want to know, I'm right here and I'm all ears. If you're going to be a hater, or you're going to be one of those people that just has that thrill, that deep-rooted desire to just disagree with everything everybody says and to call them an idiot, well, I wish you the absolute best of luck. There's an entire platform called TikTok that you can go and be a hater on, and that's perfectly fine. This channel is for those who genuinely want to learn. Now, I made this video because I wanted to clarify those couple of things. I have gotten, like I said, my fair share of haters, especially over the last few months on some of the content that I've uploaded. But honestly, I'm here to help. So if there's anything that you need, anything at all, please don't hesitate. I'm right here. Put it in the comments, shoot me an email. Let's work it out. So once again, I love you all. So my name is Josh. This is Jeeping for Beginners. If you have any questions, reach out. I'm right here. In the meantime, folks, stay safe, happy Jeeping, and we will see you next time.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic with this logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
I'm built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make